Number 19, Oregon at number 24, California. This is 10:30, the late game on Saturday. That'll be on Fox Sports 1. So we talked about Oregon briefly when we were
Pac-12
talking
after dark.
about Stanford. And, really this was one where everybody was pointing at the coach and saying, like, this is your fault that you ended up losing. He decided to not take a knee toward the end of the game and punt the ball. Instead, he tried to run for the first down, and the Ducks fumbled. One of the fumbles was, both fumbles that they had were in the red zone. One was returned for a touchdown. So a lot of people pointing the finger and saying, like, you did this to yourself. Like, you didn't have to go to overtime, but you were cocky, tried to get that first down, couldn't do it. I think they're coming off of that loss pretty hard this week, and I think that's going to kind of motivate them through here in the Pac-12 to beat California. Chase Garbers did actually have his first start last week for Cal, or 2 weeks ago he had his first start against Idaho State. But head coach Justin Wilcox appears to be using all of the quarterbacks for Cal this year, just kind of who's got the hot hand this quarter, and just plays them. So I think the inconsistency there is going to really hurt Cal in this game against Oregon. And Oregon has their big guy, Justin Herbert.
There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
Yes, correct team this time. As the big man, 6'6", 233. And I think that'll be enough to lead them to victory here. I take the Ducks.
California sneaking into the rankings at 24. They're 3-0. You just mentioned their last game was 2 weeks ago against Idaho State. They have had 2 weeks to prepare for Oregon now. But their defense doesn't look that great. They let Idaho State score 23. They let North Carolina score 17. They only beat North Carolina by a touchdown at home. North Carolina had to travel across the entire country into the West Coast, from North Carolina to the West Coast, which that's a difficult trip to play on the West Coast when you're an East Coast team, and only won by a touchdown. North Carolina hasn't won a game and probably won't win a game this year. They're pretty bad. Their big win, California, was against BYU, at BYU, 21-18 in week 2. California is just not that good. Somehow they sneak into the rankings here. I'm really confused as to how they sneak into the rankings.
Because other teams were so bad last week.
They didn't even play last week.
Yeah.
And they snuck
Here
into the
you
rankings.
go. Take 24. It's
Right.
fine.
So I got Oregon winning this one as well. They do have that tough loss last week, Oregon does, but I think they bounce back. And just because they're Oregon, they're able to recruit well. So they have good players on their team.